Hi, this is James at Westpac with the end of day report for Monday, August the 20th. No significant economic data released in the US or Europe today to report. The main story was Europe related, two aspects of it. Firstly, we've got Greece and the various bailout parties, the European Central Bank, EU officials and officials from the IMF in various meetings. The intention on the part of the Greek Prime Minister being to negotiate a 2-year extension to its budget deficit reduction plan. No word so far on that. The thinking is that if Greece is granted that extension, that'll be a sign that European policymakers are softening their insistence on austerity, which would then feed into a view that Spain and Italy, were they to require bailout support, that the conditions attached to that might not be significantly more austere than the various measures that have already been put in place by those governments. Now, related to that, there's been ongoing speculation about the nature of European central bank support for bond markets in Spain and Italy. The German press is suggesting that it might take the form of a specified yield level for Spanish, for example, bonds, that the ECB would act in the market to achieve that level, the level being presumably something affordable by the Spanish government. Now, there's been no authority quoted by the press, and in fact ECB officials have tended to downplay the story. Certainly the Bundesbank is continuing to argue that it sees bond buying by the ECB as an inappropriate policy response. But it's worth noting that the Bundesbank has just one vote on the European Central Bank Council. It doesn't work like Germany's a third of European GDP, therefore it gets a third of the votes. The Bundesbank chief has, as I say, just one vote around the table. So it remains to be seen what's going to be delivered or announced, at least by the ECB at their September meeting. Markets are certainly reflecting the view that the announcement will be substantial enough to justify the decline in yields that we've seen recently. Spanish 10-year bond yields, I think, down around 6.2% at the moment from their peak of 7.4 in July, late July. So, but that's really it. Ongoing debate about what the ECB is going to deliver, various opinions about what's right and what's wrong, but nothing firm to report yet. And the Greek situation still unresolved. Markets are down a little bit. Negatives pretty much across the board. The London market down 0.5% today. We also had a preliminary report out on the LIBOR scandal with banks, including the Bank of England, not coming out of that particularly clean and particularly shiny. The French market down 0.2% today. The German market off 0.1. The Spanish market and Italian markets both down just over 1% today. And at 10 to 8 in London, the Dow is pretty much unchanged, down 0.04% at 13,270. Commodity markets, we've got some negatives and positives report there, with copper prices down 1.3% today. Oil pretty much unchanged at $95.99 a barrel. The gold price is up 0.5% at $1,623 an ounce. Aussie dollar isn't much changed. It's at 1.046 against the US dollar. We've got the Reserve Bank minutes. The minutes of the Reserve Bank board meeting earlier this month being published on Tuesday Australian time, and that'll provide a little bit more insight into how the board sees the outlook for the economy and maybe some hints there on policy. Westpac's view remains that there is still a case for lower rates in Australia, and the minutes might provide some further insight there. That's it for today. I'll be back again with the daily report same time tomorrow.